Hi class, today we are on Saxon Math Book 3, Lesson 85, and we are going to be using manipulatives to practice dividing by one-digit numbers. So if you were here at school, I'd give you a pile of these little flippy manipulatives, is what we call them. But since you are not here with me and I can't just throw them at you through the screen, I'm going to need you to go find something that you can use now. You're going to need a total of 20 for all the problems in this lesson. It could be M&Ms, Cheerios, paper clips, pencils, something that you can grab 20 of. Once you do that, come on back and join me for the rest of the lesson. So, in order to show it into the camera, I am just going to draw each of these, but you, of course, will have the manipulatives in front of you. To start, count out 12. For this first problem, you only need 12. Okay, here's my 12 right in front of me. It says Tony has a collection of 12 rocks. He divided the rocks into 3 equal groups. How many rocks were in each group? So you're supposed to act out this problem, which means you are going to move your 12 rocks, or your 12, whatever it is you're using, into 3 equal groups. So here I'm going to do it. I'm going to take one away from there. There's group 1, group 2, group 3, back to group 1. So while I'm doing this, you go ahead and do it with what's in front of you. Okay, so I have taken my 12 rocks and I have divided them into 3 equal groups. So now my answer is going to be how many rocks are in each group. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, for the second problem, we're using the same 12 rocks, and it says, then Tony arranged the 12 rocks into groups with 3 rocks in each group. How many groups did he make? Well, I have too many. I have 4 rocks in each group. So I'm going to take one away from here, and I'm going to bring it over here and make a new group. Take that one away, take that one away. So now, 3 rocks in each group. How many groups do I have? That's another division problem. We started with 12 rocks. We put 3 rocks in each group. How many groups do we have? Notice that's the exact same division problem. The difference is what this number represents compared to this 3, and then what this 4 represents compared to this 4. So in the first problem, we said we have 12. We want to make 3 equal groups, so there are 4 in each group. In the second problem, we said we have 12. We want to make groups of 3. How many groups do we have? So either way, we're going to get the same division problem. What's important for you to understand is this number in the middle, this number that we divide, let's pretend we don't know the answer. Okay? If we have a division problem, particularly with word problems, because they're going to say things like this number can either represent the number of groups or it can represent the number in each group. And it doesn't matter which way the problem is written because you're going to use the same process to solve it. It's still a division problem. Your answer is still going to be 4 either way. What you need to know is if we're talking about 3 groups, then our answer is going to represent the number in each group. And if we're talking about 3 in each group, the answer is going to represent the number of groups. So the answer and this middle number in a division problem, they can flip-flop on what they represent, but we still do the division the same way. Okay, for our next example, you'll need 15. So you should already have 12 in front of you of whatever it is you're using. Add 3 more so that you have a total of 15. And now they're going to represent students. 15 students lined up in 3 rows. How many students were in each row? Use manipulatives or draw a picture to represent the problem, then show how to write the division problem. So you have your 15 objects. You need to form them into 3 rows. So I'm just going to draw my 15. So row 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's my 15 students. Here's row 1, row 2, and row 3. And we want to know how many students are in each row. I can just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students in each row. Now we have to write the division problem. Well, how many students did we start with? We started with 15. What did we divide by? We divided 15 students into 1, 2, 3 rows. And so then how many students were in each row? 5 students. There's our answer. All right, our next example is also about 15 students. 15 students gathered in small groups of 3 to work on the problem. How many groups were there? So 15 students in groups of 3. So I'm going to start by making groups of 3 and stop when I get to 15. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, excuse me, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's my 15 students working together in groups of 3. So, how many students did I start with? 15. I divided them into groups of 3. How many groups do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. So once again, this is the same problem as the last one. However, in the first example, we divided them into 3 rows. So we had to figure out how many people were in each row. In the second example, we divided them into groups of 3, and we had to figure out how many groups we had. All right, the next couple problems are your lesson practice problems. So I'm going to read them twice. I want you to then pause the video, try to work it out on your own, and hit play when you're ready to go over the answer. So this is also on page 462 of your book if you prefer to read it for yourself. Problem A, 18 books were stacked in 3 equal piles. How many books were in each pile? So I want you to act this out with your manipulatives and then write the division problem. I'm going to read it one more time. 18 books were stacked in 3 equal piles. How many books were in each pile? Hit pause, work on that, come back when you're ready to see the answer. So I'm drawing my books here. I need a total of 18 of them. and they're in 3 equal piles. So there's my 18 books, my 3 equal piles. How many books are in each pile? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books in each pile. So what's our division problem here? I started with 18 books. I divided by 3 because I was putting them in 3 equal piles. And I ended up with 6 books in each pile. Problem B. 18 books were put in stacks with 3 books in each stack. How many stacks of books were there? So 18 books were put in stacks with 3 books in each stack. How many stacks of books were there? Hit pause, work that one out for yourself, and then come back when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, now I have my stacks of 3. I still have 18 books. How many stacks are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks of books. So how do we turn that into a division problem? I started with 18. I divided them into stacks of 3. I now have 6 stacks left, or 6 stacks total, excuse me. Problem C. For this one, you're going to need 20 of your manipulatives, which is all that I told you to get at the beginning. So go ahead and grab 20 of them. Todd has 20 quarters. He put 4 quarters in each stack. How many stacks did he make? Todd has 20 quarters. He put 4 quarters in each stack. How many stacks did he make? Hit pause, work that one out, and come back when you're ready to see the answer. Okay, here are my stacks of quarters. I have 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, 5 total stacks. Now we have to write this as a division problem. We started with 20 quarters. We divided it into stacks of 4 quarters each. We ended up with 5 stacks. And there's our answer. And for our last problem, you will need 12 of your manipulatives, just back down to 12 of them. Becky cut out a 12-inch long ribbon into 4 equal pieces. How long was each piece of ribbon? So you don't have a piece of ribbon, you have manipulatives. So we're going to do this a little bit differently. You're going to treat each of your manipulatives as if they were 1 inch of ribbon. You could line them up to make it look like a ribbon, but each manipulative is 1 inch of ribbon. She cut her ribbon into 4 equal pieces. So you need to know how many inches are in each piece. Okay, so you've tried this on your own. I drew mine as if they were separate inches of ribbon. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total inches. And then I lined them up into 4 sections. Here's my 4 equal pieces. How many inches are in each section? 1, 2, 3. So as a division problem, we had 12 inches of ribbon. We divided it into 4 equal sections, and there were 3 inches in each section. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's lesson. Now it's time for you to work on your written practice, which begins on page 462 of your textbook. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.